Jaya, beautiful being, such a delicious morning today, the bright, clear white clouds. The topic for this video is Galactic Mysticism. Are you a mystic? Are you somebody who sits down, meditates, starts getting insights, or is engaged into this deep, profound exploration? I believe that right now, one of the core frontiers in our human evolution, one of the core limits, the places where we are expanding beyond everything that we explored so far, has to do with consciousness. You can explore life through science, through facts, through the rational explorations, through the thinking, through art, through different ways. And one of the core ways to explore and to keep on growing is through an inner process, through an internal exploration process. This is a certain form of contemplation that mystics have been engaging into, since the beginning of time. Every time you have a prophet, every time you have somebody coming into this planet with a deep sense or a deep revelation of something new coming into our field, very often those prophets are going to be mystics. It means that they perceive a certain reality, they perceive a certain relationship with the planet and humankind, and then with God, with realities, with their own nature, with their bodies, or with something that has to do with a loving or a heart-opening experience towards the world that they perceive. And right now something powerful is happening because many people around this world, millions of people, are waking up to establishing a connection with reality, with forces and energies that are not planetary based. This is why I call it Galactic Mysticism, because you might be sitting down and meditating and suddenly you have insights, you have feelings, and you follow that light vibration, that inner guidance that takes you somewhere. And the place where this light takes you might be to the revelation or the sudden insight that there are forces and powers at play that are not planetary based. And so as you keep on exploring in that direction, then eventually you start having insights, and eventually you start creating a whole new model of your life, of evolution. And sometimes, a little bit like what I'm doing right now, you're going to be transmitting that to the rest of the world because you feel like you're tapping into something that is really precious, that somehow the world needs to hear. And so my advice to you is, if you are in deep contemplation in your meditation, if you are using techniques to open your mind and to just enter into these deep states of energetic trance and visions and revelations, what I encourage you to do is to trust that. There is a certain form of exploration which is like science-based. It's rational, it's based on facts. It's like an horizontal line, within the 4 dimensions of our lives, of our reality. When you start establishing a vertical relationship with the world and you enter into, I don't know, you could call it 5th dimension, then suddenly what you start perceiving is a reality that is very different and that doesn't need to be proven by facts. If somebody comes to you and says, prove me that angels exist scientifically, well, you might not be able to prove it, and still these angelic forces and powers and images in mysticism and mythical stories are present everywhere. And so this is intuitive research, it's mystical research. Where did the commands come from? Where do the prophets get these insights? It's through a relationship, because they become channels for a reality that is much vaster than themselves. So if you are on this mystical quest, you might realize that right now the aspiration that you might feel is to connect and explore the relationship with races and realities and energies that are not planetary based. It means that somehow, as a human race, I have the feeling that we are entering into this galactic awareness or consciousness. And I call it, galactic, but it could be cosmic. Right now, I like the word, galactic, because this is something that my consciousness is relating to really strongly. This was already present in the past in other civilizations, maybe with the Egyptians or the Mayas or the Aztecs or other civilizations around the world have been exploring their relationship with the cosmos, with the universe or with the galaxy. So it's not necessarily new, but every time, because of the progress of science or because of the progress of human civilization, then eventually the way we perceive it today, it comes with a new set of revelations. And so it is a really powerful time to wake up and to trust these insights. It doesn't mean that every vision, each vision that is going to come into your field is going to be an expression of something that is physically existing or real. But these insights, that sometimes might feel like science fiction, well, let's call it mystical fiction, mystical galactic fiction. It means that you have visions, you have ideas, and some of these ideas might be insights within the guiding muses of this inspiration that is touching us as a human race, that takes us forward into our human evolution. You might have suddenly ideas for a new technology, you might have ideas for lifestyle changes and choices or ways of leading your life. So this is where personally I get my inspiration. It comes from a place of mysticism. It comes from a place from meditation, internal relationship with the planet and humankind. And basically, if I didn't have that relationship, the world would feel a little bit flat. I remember clearly when the mystical vibe started waking up in my field when I was a teenager, that suddenly the world was opening up to new realities. And so what I encourage you to do is, if you are attracted to that, you are attracted in that direction, make choices in the direction of strengthening that vibration in your field and trusting your insights. Even if it's a vision that is not realistic, even if it's something that might not have a physical ground in the existence, the vision of what you're perceiving, a little bit like the dream, might have hints for your own evolution that are very precise. And there are lots of forces right now at play on this planet and humankind that are here to support your evolution, our evolution as a human race. This is my belief, this is my experience. And so I encourage you to trust, listen, and invite that into your life so that you can keep on evolving. And I mean, look at me. I've been a mystic for for many years, 25 years or more, and I'm fine. I'm leading a nice life. I'm not financially broke. I keep on evolving. I'm not possessed by some strange forces. No, it's sustainable. It's beautiful. I work with light, vibration, and frequency, and within that flow, cultivate love. So I'm an example that it's fine. You're not gonna die if you start meditating, sitting down, and opening to those frequencies and to this guidance. And yeah, beauty is coming your way. Lots of love, lots of light, lots of beautiful vibrations. This is a process of revelation. And if you want to be an agent of transmission, an oracle within that field, somebody who is receiving this transmission and these visions, then simply call for help and receive guidance. Watch more of these videos about what I'm recording and talking about, and realize that this opening towards what's happening out there in space, and this new frontier of human consciousness is really the place where we might be evolving right now as human race. We have the potential to start rising in that direction. And so trust that flow, trust your insights, keep on expanding in that direction. And if you have any questions, just post in the comments or get in touch with me, okay? I love you. I'll see you soon.